Danny turned red, time to pray.
It is Danny's birthday today. All right. We will begin, as always, with an invocation followed by the pledges. Dear Lord, we come to you this morning and thank you for a beautiful morning, the start of another day, another week. We thank you, Lord, for your many blessings upon us, certainly for Commissioner Garcia on his birthday today. I pray that you would be with us in all the decisions we make throughout today and the week ahead. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
All right, the next item we have on our agenda is citizens' communication. Anyone who would like to address the court on any county-related business, you're welcome to do so at this time. Good morning, Bill.
Morning.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. We want to remind everybody to vote tomorrow. I think there's a number of things on the ballot that are pertinent to our life here in the city and the county because one supports the other, so I hope everybody goes out and votes 7 to 7, and make sure we have 26 polling places. Make sure you look, well, the county website's down, I believe, right now, if I'm not mistaken. But if you look on the GOP website, we have the polling places so that you don't go to a polling place that's not open. So that's it.
Excellent. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you,
that
Bill.
was on my list to point out, in case you haven't found out, our county website is down. We've been trying to reach out to the vendor. I don't know that we've gotten a reply. It may be time to change vendors. We'll be looking into that, but the website is down. Dan, come on up.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge.
Good morning.
We had some rain this weekend. That was nice. Some more than others. However, as of just 3 minutes ago, we just got the update. KBDI, we're at 591. So we are under 600, but I don't want to lift the burn ban and then 2 days later have to put it right back on. So we're still dry. I would ask the citizens to please still, be careful with their outside burning of trash. Of course, no brush fires or anything, just household trash is the only thing that you can burn. We have had a few fires of people doing controlled burns and stuff, so just please, no controlled burns are allowed during the burn ban. So,
Very good. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Vonderow, good morning.
Good morning, Judge,
Morning, sir.
Commissioners. Happy birthday, Commissioner Garcia. And
sir.
thanks for coming to that meet and greet with Judge Zeller and Attorney Watson and the DPS trooper. There's a big problem with packs of dogs all over Victoria. And it seems like it just isn't being taken care of. But Animal Care Services did take care of one big pack. It was around 2200 Jacker Street. I don't want to give you the exact address because I don't want to public shame the dog owner. But anyway, one of the dogs attacked me Friday when I was riding my bike through the neighborhood, and I did pepper spray him, and he retreated. But I don't know why these dog owners aren't being held accountable. This has been going on for 4 years, and I went to the municipal court. I was going to file a dangerous dog affidavit on that dog, and then I was going to go to the JP court and file one in the appropriate JP because when Animal Control Officer Flores was in charge, he changed it where the dangerous dog affidavit, you don't go through Animal Care Services, you go through the municipal court and the appropriate JP court because you don't know which court they're going to file it on. But I would like to know, I would like these JP judges and municipal court judge to know about this because a lot of these cases are being dismissed or the fine is reduced. And a lot of times they don't show up to court and they get a warrant for their arrest, and 3 years later they still have a warrant for their arrest, and the dog owners aren't being held accountable. And I wish they could just find all the warrants today and just put them in jail. You know, they've had 3-4 years to pay these fines, and they refuse to. And a lot of the judges don't know the case because Animal Care Services, they've been giving them several warnings before they, you know, give them citations. And also, one person admitted to feeding the dogs, and she's got to go to court even though they weren't her dogs. And I wish they could dismiss those 4 tickets against her because she was just trying to do good. It would be like if you see your wife stuck in quicksand across the river and you steal someone's boat to try to rescue your wife. You know, you're still wrong for stealing the boat, but you're trying to do good. But I would like these animal owners to be held accountable. They haven't been held accountable, and they know the fines are so low. And I've had owners that when they get the dogs back from animal control, they release them. Again, I remember several years ago, it was just a $25 fine if you had all the registration for the dogs. And we've had a dangerous dog bill that was vetoed by Governor Abbott. I don't know if you know about that in 2023, but then in 2025, they had another one, and it didn't have enough interest in it, but they can't do anything till 2027. But I would like Governor Abbott to make a dangerous dog bill to have more teeth for Animal Care Services to do their job. And right now, Animal Care Services can't take no more dogs. 2 in our apartment they couldn't take because they're filled to the top. But I wish these dog owners would be held accountable, even if it means jail time. Thanks, and have a good morning.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Vondereau. Other comments this morning in citizens' communication? Good morning, Lenny.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Just a reminder, for this coming Saturday, Texas A&M Aviation Day at the airport. Saturday between 9th and noon.
9 and noon at the airport. A&M.
It'll be at the FPO building.
Okay, excellent. And what will that entail, Lindy?
At this point, what Texas A&M is trying to do is they trying to market their aviation degrees. So they have an aviation, they will have an aviation degree that will concentrate on pilot training and also on aviation management, including airport management. So they want to put that out to the community as a way of bringing some people from the community and the adjacent communities. We will have at least for now, several civilian aircraft that will be out for display, static display. Some of them, the public can come and go through the aircraft, look how they look, and just to get people interested. We have commitments from the Navy, Air Force, and the Coast Guard, only if we get the government open up. So if the shutdown continues, even if it continues up to Thursday or Friday, probably won't happen. But we have lots of civilian corporate aircraft.
That was neat.
Excellent. Thank you, Lenny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yesterday, I had the pleasure of meeting with an HOA with a bunch of residents out of Ninez at Post Oak subdivision. It was really nice. We got to talk about county stuff and their concerns with different items with the county. It was a really good, productive meeting. I enjoyed it.
Excellent.
They're really working hard to keep their subdivision in good shape and up to standards, and it was a good deal.
Excellent. I'm sure they appreciated you being there.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of being here this morning, want to make an introduction after
That's right.
seems like many, many months of having our administrative assistant role vacant in Commissioner's Court. We're very pleased to have Cameron Nagel here this morning. Wave to everybody, Cameron, there.
Cameron, it's
we have-
customary that you come up and talk to everybody on the microphone.
Not if you don't want to.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm kidding.
You don't have to do that, Cameron. Yeah, we had a lot of applications, a lot of strong applicants, but
We did.
we were in unanimous agreement that Cameron was the right person for the job. So we're happy to have her here this morning, already off to a good start. So welcome aboard, Cameron.
She
Happy to have
she
you
already
here.
fixed my keyboard this morning in my office. I was a little discombobulated on a Monday morning, and she already took care of it and fixed it up. So I also want to give a reminder to invite residents to my upcoming Committed to Community Commissioners Communication Forum. That's going to be Tuesday, November 18th at the Heritage Building located at 205 West Goodwin. Doors are going to open around 5. I'll begin the program around 5:30. This forum is just designed to create an open dialogue between myself and residents of Precinct 3 and keep them informed of overall county projects and projects that are going on within the precinct. Thank you.
I'll be there.
Excellent. Thank you, Commissioner. Anything else in citizens' communication before we move on this morning? We already sang to Danny's.
Yeah, we did. We got that out of the way, so.
All right, well, we will move right along. Item number 4 is to consider approval of minutes and take appropriate action. Each of you have a copy of those minutes in front of you.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 5, consider approval of minutes for the following workshops and take appropriate action. I assume we just haven't received these already? Is that, okay. That was our A, B, C, D, and E, our August 7th, 8th, 11th, 12th, and 18th minutes. That was the budget workshop, and then our capital planning workshop. Do we have a motion to approve all of those minutes?
So moved, A through E.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 6, consider approval of accounts payable and take appropriate action.
Accounts payable for November 3rd, 2025 are $450,000.65. Supplemental payments are $626,026.60.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Michelle. Item 7 is to receive monthly and quarterly reports from various county officials and departments and take appropriate action.
Good morning. Today we have monthly reports from the county clerk and the constable precinct number 3.
Move to receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 8, consider approval of bond forfeiture releases and take appropriate action.
We have none this morning.
Easy enough. Thank you, Heidi. We'll then move to item 9, and that is to consider approval of Citizens Medical Center interim vendor payments and take appropriate action. We have the October 30th memo from the hospital showing interim vendor payments in the amount of $237,860.12, and the ACH report on that same date was $4,174,387.14.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 10 is to receive for the record notice of retirement for Margetta Hill, Victoria County Elections Administrator. We had a meeting of our election commission last week to formally receive this same letter of retirement, notice of retirement, and that committee, we're beginning the work of updating that job description. We plan to post it probably later this week to begin the process of finding a good someone to fill Margetta's shoes after so many years here with the county. And she will be here through January 30th, so this is not the last day, not the last month, but Margetta, we certainly have and are very grateful for the wonderful work that you've done, and I know we'll be able to have you for a few more months, but filling this will be tough because the industry's gotten, lots of people have moved on. It's become more and more difficult to find good folks to fill roles like this, but that's our effort, and we'll begin that hopefully this week, and hopefully bring somebody on board with possibly some overlap between them and while Margetta is still here. Margetta, do you want to share anything this morning?
Come on down.
Speech.
I know it's not till the end of January that you'll depart, but elections, what's going on?
My life. I am very grateful and thankful for Victoria County. I started working in Victoria County in the early 80s. My kids say, that's your life. Yes, it was my life. But now, like you say, when you get time where you realize it's time to go, it's time to go. But I did enjoy my time here. I love the voters and being able to help people. That's what I did, and I had good training, starting with Val Hoover. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Well,
We thank you.
Margetta, and I know we'll send out info on the retirement powwow whenever that occurs over at
We
the.
will do.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, and we'll be revisiting that topic again between now and then at your retirement event, of course. But we do appreciate you, Margetta. So thank you.
Thank you,
for all
Margetta,
you
appreciate
do.
it.
Have a great retirement. You earned it.
Judge, I do want to mention to Margetta that we were very lucky to have you. And the fortunate part of that was she came with the background experience and the certifications, which is very rare to find. So Victoria County was very, very lucky to have her. Thank you for your years of service, Margetta. We are going to miss you.
Yes. Move to receive.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive that item. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 11 on the agenda is to consider creation and appointment of members to the Victoria County Emergency Services Planning Task Force and take appropriate action. This is something that has been discussed over the years, but I felt and we felt it was time to put it into motion now. Essentially a task force, a group that will thoroughly and formally look into the how emergency services are provided out in the county. We all know that the population growth, the population movement is out in the county, outside the city limits. We've been well served over the years by our arrangement with the city of Victoria. They've done good work, but our effort here is to ensure that arrangement in its current form is still the right arrangement, to ensure that that's meeting the current and will meet the future needs out in the county. I would anticipate that we'll retain a consultant of some variety to do a thorough analysis of the population changes, population centers out in the county, and to do an evaluation of what our options are. I've written in the memo here, the purpose of the task force is to evaluate and develop best practices for providing emergency services to the unincorporated areas of the county in light of ongoing population growth. This group will work collaboratively to develop options, generate plans in conjunction with subject matter experts, present findings, and recommend future actions for consideration by Commissioners Court. The initial folks on this task force who will be serving are myself, Commissioner Shannon Martin, Precinct 3, Rick McBrayer, our Emergency Management Coordinator, Dr. John McNeil, the county's Health Authority and the Medical Director for Citizens Medical Center, Dan Porter, our County Fire Marshal, and then Mike Blaschke, the Assistant Chief out in Quail Creek, the Quail Creek Volunteer Fire Department, and Rusty Knizik, the Fire Chief for the Inez Volunteer Fire Department. It may be that we need to tweak the composition of this task force as we go, and if so, we'll do that. But again, we'll likely be using third-party. I guess I've always been leery of consultants in general, but I think that this is an instance in which we may find it suitable and worthwhile to bring on a consultant. So the activities and findings of this task force will be communicated back to Commissioners Court as we go, and of course, any action taken by the county would be by Commissioners Court, by the 5 of us up here. So this would be notice of and request for the approval of this Victoria County Emergency Services Planning Task Force, with the membership being those 7 individuals that I just mentioned.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion related to this or questions related
No,
to that?
I think you have a good list there, and also too,
we have a common goal is kind of what we want to achieve, what you guys want to achieve, and I do agree with you. I'm leery about consultants a lot of times, however, in this case, I definitely think it's warranted. So I think I think it's gonna be a good task force, and hopefully it bears fruit.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you very much. Item 12 is to consider approval of resolution number 2025-098 for Victoria County Bullet-Resistant Components Law Enforcement Vehicles Project, Office of the Governor. What have we got here, Robin?
Good morning. The sheriff's office was unable to be here this morning, so I'm going to speak on their behalf.
They're right behind you.
Simple. Oh,
Captain Williamson, are you here for this item?
sorry.
or-
didn't-
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
don't let Robin just ignore you like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
We would never
The
do
sheriff and the
something
chief
like
were unable to be here this
There
morning.
you go.
There you
Great,
go.
that. So-
Clarification, okay.
Yeah, sorry for the confusion. So this one's pretty simple. There's a pretty quick turnaround on this, so we don't have a firm budget yet. There is no match. What we'll be applying for is bullet-resistant, basically glass for vehicles,
Okay.
windshields, possibly windows.
Okay.
So this is just a resolution for us to submit for that grant. That's it.
Robin, on this grant, you mentioned the bulletproof windows for the vehicles?
Yes, sir.
And what about buildings that we have?
This one is only for vehicles. It is very specific about that. So we have done some of that in the past, looked into it. Those are very difficult to get for anything other than like the front lobby of the sheriff's office. We have tried to do that for the DA's office and have been wildly unsuccessful. Just, it's difficult to get for regular windows.
I know we've got some discussions going on right now about our security area up down here
Yes.
and the vulnerability that those guys are put in, you know, is there possibly that we
We
could?
can put that on the wish list and definitely look at what the opportunities are for that. Because that would probably qualify. That is like definitely sheriff's office security, whole different situation. We have not applied for that in the past, but we can definitely look at what the availability is of funding for.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, if that's something we need and don't have, I don't know that we need to wait on a grant to.
Certainly.
That's something I know we're discussing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the season. It is just the season of the law enforcement grants that will be rolling out. So we can definitely take a look. Typically, the law enforcement grants from the state come out in December, and they are usually funded, they're due in February. And then, I don't know, it's 2 or 3, 4 months after that. So that'll kind of give you a timetable. So I'll go review that and then.
It'll take us that long to get everything in order anyway,
Yeah.
so.
Accurate.
I would
And so,
say that.
again, what we could do too is if it gets to a point where the grant has not been awarded, we can go ahead and do it and decline the funding if it is imperative that we do it.
Good deal.
sooner.
All right.
Just for record, is this 100%, 80%?
100%,
Nice,
no match.
nice.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Robin. Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thanks again, Robin. Item number 13 is to
Said that I
discuss
missed
and
it, I guess.
consider a contract with
I was
Centurion
discombobulated.
Planning and Design in the amount of $699,940 for the taxiway A4 and B3 improvements, 60% and final design, at Victoria Regional Airport prior to receipt of FAA grant and take appropriate action. Hello again, Lenny. What have we got here?
Morning.
Good morning, Judge. Good
Morning,
morning,
Lenny.
Commissioners. Just to clarify, it should be 70% in there. So last time the FAA decided that we needed to go ahead and start the design of the runway and these taxiways. They actually gave us a grant to get the 30% done out. The FAA wants to finish the taxiways first before we run into the runways.
Makes sense.
So in continuing the transformation of the airport as a way of taxiways and runways. The FAA wants us to do the 30 to 100%, which would be the 70%, and they are planning on funding this project sometime late spring or early summer. But in order for us to get there, we need to design this and get it done by the end of February in accordance to my meeting with the FAA. So in front of you is the contract for us to start this design, get it in time that we can get our construction project probably sometime midsummer, the end of the summer, just kind of like we did in the project before. And as you can see in the last page of the contract, it kind of tells you how those taxiways are going to look. It's, in essence, the inverted design of what we see on taxiway Alpha 3 and Bravo 1, and in this case will be taxiway Alpha 4 and Bravo 3. Deeper conversation the FAA told me that once we get these two projects done, they want to do the runway in three pieces, so we will start probably 2027,
Okay.
2028, and 29, possibilities maybe a year in between. So by 2030, we probably have all of these projects completed, including the runway.
Wow.
So there is,
Wow, that's,
it's a great
that's
program.
a more abbreviated time frame than what we've talked about in the past.
Things are looking good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Looking good.
Well,
Happy.
and this was the one you and I had spoken
That's
about.
the one,
Okay,
yes,
okay, yeah. So more or less, we knew the grant was coming, the
Yeah.
funding was coming, but this is another opportunity for us to front the money, get the ball rolling to just.
Correct.
And I guess that's one of the reasons why this timetable's being.
Correct, yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing
Shortened.
great, FAA is happy. If we design this, we'll start construction and just,
Nice.
this is probably gonna be about $12 million, $13 million project. Great economic impact for the community. Lots of concrete purchased locally,
Yeah.
yeah, lots of good stuff. So, that's it.
Thank you.
Wonderful
So
work,
can
Lenny,
I
thank
ask
you.
a question real quick? Just want to make sure I understand. So we're making a commitment for this money, and then once we get the grant, it's
We get reimbursed, yeah.
9510 or? I mean,
Yes, that's the
95.5?
one thing I forgot. Right now, grants are at 95.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they're 95.5.
Okay.
And, yes, usually what they do is we get reimbursed from the top. So as soon as we get this project done, we got all the invoices, and as soon as the grant's activated, the first thing that we do is recover this money that the county fronted. And it's
So
been
you
working.
said right now is 95.5, is there a possibility that that'll increase?
No, because
Okay,
we're,
so it'll be a
we're on
95.
calendar year FY 2026, so they usually are for the calendar year, for the fiscal year. sorry.
Fiscal year?
Good match, though.
All
Thank
right.
you.
That's a great match.
That's great,
And,
match.
you know, the same thing, we take the advantage for the construction project too.
Right.
As we move along. And I don't know what it will be for FY 2027, but right now, we're continuing on, like, last year was 95.5, we'll continue on the 95.5. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Lenny, on these grants, is that something you're working with directly, or is that something Robin's working with you on,
No, I don't work with, these grants I do, sir.
on your?
And we
Okay.
manage them at the airport. We kind of getting busy. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes that makes me think that we need to hire somebody to work at the airport with us, but we're still manageable.
All right.
You know, it's a lot, but we're happy to
Okay.
do it.
Good work, Lenny. Let's see, did we have a motion in a second?
So move.
Second.
There it is, even if we didn't. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Lenny.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Lenny.
Commissioners.
Appreciate it.
Item 14 is to receive for the record the official deed from Union Pacific Railroad Company for Hulk Road Public Right-of-Way in connection with the Bloomington Yard Expansion Project and Hulk
Hulk.
Road, Hulk, H-A-L-K,
Okay, right.
Road Right-of-Way, and take appropriate action. Good morning, Avery.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. This is a follow-up to our agenda item from 2 weeks ago, where we accepted the improvements of Hawk Road. This is receiving the official deed from Union Pacific on the realigned right-of-way in connection with that project. So simply receiving for the record.
So a little bit of background on that is Hawk Road has been, we've used it as a county road for as long as I can remember, 64 years. But what we found out when they started the expansion project is that Union Pacific actually owned that property. But by needing that road moved over, they graciously purchased some property and rebuilt that road for us. So that's the deed that we're accepting today.
Okay.
Very good.
So I'll move to receive.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 15, consider approval of the following requests for plat exemption and take appropriate action. A, Hope Wishart at 103 Forest View Drive located in Precinct 2. B, Felicia Cruz at 10691 San Antonio River Road in Precinct 3. And C, Nathan Olday at Benbow Road in Precinct 4.
The Judge and Commissioners, our office has reviewed the 3 plat exemption requests for compliance with our plat exemption requirements. We found all 3 to be in compliance, and we recommend approval for each of them. Sub-item A falls under third degree of consanguinity, and sub-items B and C are both for properties greater than 10 acres.
Move to approve A through C.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Avery.
Thank you, Avery.
Item 16 is to consider approval of a request for payment to the Victoria County Navigation District in the amount of $451,620.59 from the American Rescue Plan Act subrecipient project number BICT-13. Welcome back, Robin.
This is a payment in line with the port's subrecipient agreement for our ARPA funds. It has been reviewed and approved by our consultant, our office, and the auditor's office. It's prepared for payment.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Robin. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 17 is to consider approval of the following resolution for road donations for the installation of a driveway and pipe culvert to improve drainage within the Victoria County right-of-way. A, Resolution 2025-096, valued at $262.12 from Robert Osborne at 666 Cologne Road in Precinct 3. And B, Resolution 2025-097, valued at $1,536 from Jeremy Jackson at 980 block of Kemper City Road, also in Precinct 3.
Move to approve A and B.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 18, receive for the record a letter of permission to enter the private property of Toby Garza located at 9204 Colettoville Road in Precinct 3 for the purpose of improving drainage related to Victoria County right-of-way and take appropriate action.
Move to receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Number 19 is to consider adopting rates and percentage breakdown for road and bridge revenues for 2026 and take appropriate action. This is something that is done on an annual basis, generally around budget time. I guess we just didn't do that during this budget workshop this last year. But the court will need to do that now. We have in front of us the percentage breakdown from last year. And those same percentages can be adopted again, or I know there's been talk in the past about tweaking those. It would be up to the court on the percentage distribution on those road and bridge revenues.
Judge, I would make a motion to approve as submitted and consider maybe realigning some of that in the next budget.
We can certainly do that. So your motion currently is to readopt what we had or have this year in 2025.
Yes, sir, that's my
Okay.
motion.
Okay.
All right, is there a second to that motion?
So move.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? If not, all those in favor of readopting the same road and bridge revenue breakdowns as we currently have,
Aye.
adopted for next year? All right, any opposed? Motion approved, I'll just mark out 2025 and put 2026. And we will keep those same percentages for another year.
I guess not.
I have 185 miles of road. I got way more problems than y'all do.
What was that, Commissioner?
I don't agree with
About
Commissioner, I don't agree with Commissioner Garcia.
Well,
I think it's fine just the way it is.
we can revisit it and tweak them.
Yeah, y'all can arm
I'm
wrestle for
gonna go ahead and veto ahead of time.
All right, item 20 is to receive for the record 2025 property tax rates for all taxing entities within Victoria County and take appropriate action. This is something that we also do. We have record of all the various taxing entities that are also located within Victoria County and the rates that they've adopted, and this is us receiving that for the record.
Move to receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 21 is to consider approval of a request to pay out compensatory time for identified employees within the Victoria County Sheriff's Office and take appropriate action. There is a memo attached to this identifying those individuals with the hours and the total price tag, and then that is totaled at the end. Let's see, is that the item you're here for, Captain? Well, come on up. I assume that there is float to cover this as
That's
we,
what I was told this morning by the sheriff. and
Okay.
it's Mostly to reduce the liability, and it would come from either salary, unused salary, or float, which is
gotcha.
both from what I understand.
Okay, okay. And that's what you also saw on your end, Michelle?
Yes, we worked with the sheriff's
Okay.
office and made sure that we felt comfortable paying this out at this time.
Okay, very good. So the total price tag on that would be coming from unspent salary and float, $401,557.77. That's the salary plus benefits. Okay. Very good. Well, I know it's been our practice to pay down those comp balances when possible in each year, and it is less expensive to do that in a year prior to there being a raise, which I know there will be one going into effect January. So I think the court will again be supportive of that. Any questions for Captain Williamson on this?
Nope, move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Captain Williamson.
Hey, Danny, go Bobcats. Go Bobcats.
Yeah.
You're from Bloomington also?
Yes, he is.
Yep. I graduated about a year or two behind the commissioner.
Gig Maggie's.
I
Y'all
graduated.
take care. Item number 22, consider approval of a consultant business associate agreement with Walker and Associates and take appropriate action. This is a update, routine update of our agreement. And I hope you didn't venture all the way down for this, Laura, because in times past, sometimes we haven't even had that on the agenda, but
Not a problem. I have to be here for the insurance committee meeting later on this afternoon.
oh, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
And happy birthday, Commissioner Danny.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I know it's kind of a formality, but I always like the opportunity to address the court and tell you guys thank you for our partnership. And we really enjoyed open enrollment with Kiani and her staff and working with your new vendors, American Fidelity and TAC. So
Yeah.
if there's any questions for me?
Well, that went very well, it seemed. It was helpful
thought it
having
went
all
very
of
well,
them, the American Fidelity folks here to explain, because we had several changes, what was available, and I found it helpful and informative, and it did seem like we got real good feedback on that.
Yeah, I may be a little biased, but I feel like we've had record numbers in terms of engagement. We have only 52 out of the over 700 people enrolled in our health plans that have not completed. Some that I know
I
were out
completed
last
mine.
week and
I
are
know I was on
set
that
up to
list,
meet
but-
with our reps this week, so.
So how does somebody go about completing it, asking for a friend?
We'll get you an appointment with Marietta Omi with American Fidelity.
His friend, not him.
And she can do
Yeah.
a virtual.
Yeah, you can do a virtual, that's what I did.
A virtual appointment with you and walk you through your election.
You need to tell
You're
your
not-
friend to get on the ball.
Yeah.
No, your friend was on vacation last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
My friend
But
was
that's it. I mean,
relaxing.
At the end of open enrollment last year, we had 155 people who just
Oh,
didn't
wow.
even log into the system.
Oops.
So much better numbers. I think our partnerships are great, and I'm looking forward to 2026.
Me too.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And I recommend you approve this agreement.
Okay, well, it's, well, thank you for that, and I've gotten good feedback on those American Fidelity meetings, so.
Move to approve.
Informative and helpful. We have a
Second.
motion, and I heard a second,
Second.
I think.
Right here.
All right, all those in favor
Aye.
of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Support.
Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Laura. Thanks, Gianni. Moving right along to item number 23, that is to consider approval of personnel changes, if any, and take appropriate action. And there is one, Willis is the last name.
Move for approval.
Procurement.
Adrian Willis.
Yeah.
It's combing through you because it's just a tad bit over the midpoint and what's budgeted.
Okay.
Is that over midpoint?
I didn't think there was.
Yeah, I think what's currently budgeted is about 40 cents to the dollar under what you're.
Okay,
Okay.
I guess it is 40 cents off.
It's
Okay.
within the range, it was just over the midpoint.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, and this would be adjusting it by that 40 cents. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve item 23?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 24, receive for the record discretionary fund budget amendments, if any, and take appropriate action. And there is one in the district attorney's contraband forfeiture fund. This looks to be a transfer of $3,554 within that fund.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. And number 25 is to consider approval of 2025 budget amendments and take appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve those. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
Sign all those.
Down?
Yep, bunch of them.
And we'll each need to sign all of those.
Budget straight, you're gonna have to sign all that.
And with that being our last item of business and not having any closed sessions on the agenda, we will stand adjourned and see everybody back here, same time, same place next week. Thank you all.